morning, Sunny Slope Plugged In kids, and welcome to everyone else who's joining us today. It's Sunday, April 5th. I'm Pastor Kathy, and this is Pastor Russ. What in the world is he wearing? Oh, we'll come back to that later. Okay, right now I want to give a big shout out and hello to Jason Oliveras all the way out into the state of Virginia. Hi, Jason! We miss you, buddy. In fact, I miss all you guys so much. Okay, if you're going to join us today with the Science Fun, you will need a bowl. You will need some water, a few ice cubes, some string, and a salt shaker. Also, you will need a couple of pieces of paper with worries written down on it, okay? Then we'll show you what to do with those later. Now remember, you can pause this to go get your items. So let's try to figure out why Pastor Russ is dressed like that. Pastor Russ, why are you dressed like that? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Now, go take that silly stuff off. You wouldn't catch me wearing silly things like that. What? So today we're going to learn about Jesus walking on the water and how Peter tried to walk on the water too. Before we start, we need to pray. Pastor Russ, will you come and join us? And will you say a prayer for us, please?
Sure. Dear Father in heaven, we just thank you for this day. Lord, we know that you take care of our worries and that you're with us. So we trust in you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Okay, boys and girls, so before we start our lesson today, what do you say we get the wiggles out? Okay, everybody stand up. Everybody home, stand up. And let's all do the power shuffle.
I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. 'Cause God is here and He is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now take tiny little jumps forward to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 jumps back, but you better look back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now freeze. And everybody clap your hands. Now stop. I feel it in the air right now. It's all around, I see it everywhere. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. It's the power to move any star. It's the power to heal your broken heart. It's the power. Yeah, God's power. So don't hold back, no, don't hold still. God is here and He is real. Take 4 steps to the left, to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it around and move to the right.
Wow, that was fun. Okay, so all right, today's great big idea is Jesus can calm my worry. You know, Pastor Russ, sometimes it's hard to stretch our faith far enough to trust Jesus with all our worries. Let's see if we can stretch our faith. Okay, let's see. Are you ready? Sorry, Pastor Russ. Okay. How about you guys at home? Can you stretch your faith? Let's see. Okay. Put your hands way up. How far can you stretch? How far? Okay. Who's doing the hardest? Okay. Okay. Now let's try out to the side. Stretch. Okay. Now let's give Jesus a. Because when I hug myself, I have Jesus in my heart. So when I hug myself, it's like I'm hugging Jesus too. Now, are you guys ready for some science fun? Okay, now remember, you're going to need a bowl. You're going to need to put some water in the bowl. About halfway would be good, okay? Pastor Russ, you can go out front, okay? Now, you're going to need to put a couple of ice cubes in there. And they're floating, guys. They're floating, kind of like when Peter was trying to walk on the water and then he started to worry and then he began to sink. So you're going to take your string. You're going to make sure it's wet. Get it wet. Okay, get it really good and wet. Okay, now you're going to lay it across. You're going to lay it across the ice cube. Okay, make sure it's across the ice cube. Now you're going to shake. You're going to take your salt. You're going to shake it over on top of the ice cube and the string. A lot. Shake a lot. Okay, so Peter called out to Jesus, and when Jesus came, he reached down, and guess what? He pulled Peter out of the water and into the boat. Look at that. Really cool, huh, guys? So if it didn't work, just keep trying. Keep trying. It'll be fun, okay? So now, Pastor Russ, I'll let you go get ready for our story. We're going to talk about Matthew 14:22 through 32, okay? Immediately after Jesus and the disciples were done talking to the crowd, he made the disciples get into the boat and go on ahead of him to the other side while he dismissed the crowd. After he dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray. Later that night, he was there alone, and the boat was already a considerable distance from the land, buffeted by the waves and the wind. Okay, then all of a sudden, Jesus started walking out to them. And he was walking on the lake, you guys. He was walking on the water. Okay, when the disciples saw him on the lake, they were terrified. They said, "It's a ghost!" And they cried out in fear. But Jesus said to them, "Take courage. It is I. Do not be afraid." Peter replied, "Lord, if it's you, tell me to come out onto the water." "Come," Jesus said. And Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water, and came toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid and began to sink. Then he cried out, "Lord, save me!" Immediately Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. "You of little faith," he said, "why do you doubt?" And then they climbed into the boat, and the wind died down. Okay, guys, well, I bet you Peter was really glad that he was friends with Jesus. Now, for all of you at home, please go get those worries that you were supposed to write down, okay, on your piece of paper. Get your worries, okay? Now, you're going to crumple them up. Okay, now, you need to pick somebody in your house to be Peter. You guys pick someone to be Peter. Pastor Russ, I'm going to have you be Peter. You come out here, okay? Okay, so now Peter is going to get out of the boat, and he's going to walk on water, okay? And he's doing really good. All of a sudden, he starts to worry. Throw those worries at him. Throw them. Okay, now he's sinking. Okay, what's he supposed to do? Is he supposed to call out to Jesus? "Jesus, come help me." And then Jesus pulls him up and saves him, okay? Okay. So, you see, boys and girls, when we let our worries weigh us down, we get a sinking feeling, just like Peter. When we pray and ask Jesus to help us, he will lift us up and help us too. So this week, when something's worrying you, I want you to write it down, wrinkle it up, and give it to Jesus, okay? Jesus calms all our worries when we give them to him. And you know what, Pastor Russ? That reminds me of a song. It's called No Matter How I Feel, okay? If you're confused, sad, afraid, angry, or worried, God will see us through. Hope you all have fun today. Now let's give a listen to this song, and we'll see you guys next week.